Florida is home to many diverse cultures and ways of living. There are people of many colors, stripes, sexual orientations, creeds, religions, bums and professional bums, doctors and professional doctors, politicians and professional politicians, writers, poets, thinkers, artists, musicians, drag queens, hookers, hippies, and punks. In this episode, we will explore the masks of identity. We will challenge the perceptions of stereotypes and divisions. We will put a face on the future of comedy. And reality is comedy, and comedy is tragedy. And tragedy is harmony. And harmony is singing together whether your note is in key or out of step. Live from the center of the universe, from the mecca of college basketball, from the best place to ever be sick, this is Millervision. Hippies jam out on University Avenue, March 28, 2007 in the Alligator, and that story is about you guys. How are you? Tell us who you are and how old you are and what you're doing in Gainesville.
My name is Ben. I'm 38 years old. I've been following the Grateful Dead for years, rainbow gatherings, widespread panic. Came to pick up a Volkswagen part out of Daytona, man, and on my way back to my Volkswagen.
I'm Taylor Mosley, and can you spare a dollar? That's what I'm doing in this town. No, I'm just playing. I'm a traveling artist. I draw a lot of stuff. I play a lot of music. I'm an aspiring songwriter. Maybe going to be the next Bob Dylan. You know, I don't know. I have hopes and dreams, right? You can. But,
cool. Well, listen, I read this article and heard about you guys, and they were talking about some things in here that you take issue with, particularly, let me read it for you. It is the Jones and his crew call themselves hippies. You're going with hippie though, right?
I am a hippie. I am a highly intelligent person pursuing infinite enlightenment, and I have sold my wares and my goods on the hate in San Francisco.
A hippie. Now that's an interesting thing. Some people say a hippie is a hyper-intelligent person perpetually in seek of enlightenment, right? But most people don't really seem to match up to that standard. So what is a hippie by my definition? Now you're asking me like you think I am one because I've got the dreadlocks and the fucking, you know, the attitude or whatever. I smoke dope, and my wife's a hippie. But I don't know if I'm the best possible person to define it. But generally, when I use the term hippie, I'm talking about somebody who's so fucking whacked out on drugs and covered with sparkly different clothing that their perception of themselves has magnified to the point where they're this incredible guru type person, even though they're like, yo man, can I have your whatever you got, dude?
And that's the same for you. You're going with hippie.
yeah, definitely.
Younger age hippie, but a hippie.
And well, see, I decided the sign would be like this because then that's an N in sign language, so it's a new piece order. I don't know.
That's good. I like that.
New piece order.
All right. Well, so what it says here in the article is Jones and his crew call themselves hippie. Although they travel from town to town by hitchhiking or jumping trains and sometimes resort to scouring trash bins for food, you take issue with some of the stereotypes that are in this article, and what do you want to tell us about that?
I do take a lot of heart to that, man. I've never, in 23 years of traveling, ate out of a dumpster. And there is so many other ways to go make food money. I make jewelry, I blow glass. I can stand in front of a restaurant. I have a vision of a chicken burrito. And somebody's going to buy me a chicken burrito. There is no sense of digging in the dumpster for food. It's in the dumpster for a reason. Now, when the college kids have to go move and you want to go get new furniture, that's when you go dumpster diving, man. And that's not dumpster diving, that's scouring, man, and getting what some kids do. Because mommy and daddy pay everything new for them every year. So they throw it out. Go get it, man. Furnish your apartment nicely, man.
Okay, so name, age, and what do you do?
My name is Scott Meyer. I'm a sculptor, and I'm 54.
Cool. All right, our topic today is punks versus hippies. Do you identify with being a hippie or a punk?
I identify with being a hippie.
And what does that mean? What is a hippie?
Peace, love, and alternate lifestyle.
Cool. Anything else you'd like to add? Do you wear patchouli?
No, I do not.
Okay. Thus disproving one of the main rumors I've heard. We're investigating that today, and thank you for your time.
Matter of fact, I can't stand patchouli.
Wow, that's gonna blow the lid off the myth. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Hippies are people, man, that walk around the earth, pick up after the planet, look out for the planet, look out for people, and care about other people. It is not about digging in the dumpster. It is not about spare changing somebody. It is not about driving a Volkswagen bus. It is not about wearing patchworks or wearing a tie-dye. It is about what is in your heart and how you feel. It's about being kind and respectful to everybody around you, to have consideration for people, to look out for people, to be compassionate with people, to be ever unconditional love to another human being.
My name is Philip Godwin. I am a teacher and I'm 23 years old.
Oh, cool. And you teach which subject?
I teach English to 9th and 12th graders.
So does that make you a punk or a hippie?
Does that make me a punk or a hippie? I don't know. I don't think they either would fit for my profession, but I'd probably identify better with punk.
More punk than hippie?
Yeah.
And what do you think a hippie is?
What do I think a hippie is? Hippie, relativists, believes that everything is everything and everything is all peaceful and all blissful, and I don't necessarily agree with that.
Yeah. Do you think hippies smell funny?
Do I think hippies smell funny? If they don't bathe, well, which some of them do.
I was told that hippies don't bathe.
Hippies don't bathe?
That's what I was told.
I don't know about that. I dated a couple of hippies that were, well, manicured as far as, getting underneath the armpit. They still had the hair, but, they got the armpit.
Oh, and project a little bit so that we can hear you.
All right, that is my job.
Right. Speaking of, tell us your name, your age, and what do you do?
I am John Bremer. I am 21 years old, and I am a projectionist. I can project.
You can project. And are you a punk or a hippie?
I would identify myself with neither of those groups.
Really? Well, maybe you could give us some information on what you think a hippie is.
Well, I mean, there are different types of hippies. There are the farmers market hippies. No one likes them.
And
there are the farmers market punks. No one likes them either.
Well, what other types of hippies are there?
I mean, then there are the actual activist hippies who do good things and are all right and shower occasionally.
Trying to explain what a hippie does for people. A hippie walks around and takes care of people, picks up trash, looks out and cares. There's nothing about dumpster diving for food in hippie.
Right, that's another type of person. There's
a difference between a street kid, a hippie, a lot kid, a rainbow kid, a home bum, a tramp, all that. All right, we might all travel, we might all go to different places, we might see each other at different festivals because that's where we're at and it's a fun time. But it's not about living in the gutter. It's not about asking people for money. It's not about any of that. And if you have to go do that, which is the worst thing, I hate doing that. I hate it with a passion. It is not fun. It is degrading to myself and everything else to go do that. I'd rather make him jewelry and sit on the side of the road and sell it to somebody.
A hippie is somebody that goes to the rainbow gathering in the Ocala National Forest and litters and litters and litters the whole time they're there. And then dips out and says that was the greatest party I'd ever been to. That's a hippie.
Hi.
Hey,
Tell us your name, your age, and what you do.
Tigger Wood. I'm 68, and I'm a caretaker and a caregiver.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now here's the topic of the show. Are you a punk or a hippie?
Oh, I suppose much more a hippie.
And what does that mean to embrace that word?
Open-minded, open thinking, and free-spirited.
Do you wear patchouli?
No, no, I don't.
There are some myths, you know, and we're exploring the relationships and what people think about, you know, stereotypical
Right.
names and what people identify with. So that's what the show's all about.
Oh, okay.
But you're not a punk.
No.
And anything else you'd like to add?
I do wear cologne sometimes, but just not patchouli.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
So Tigger, do you have long hair?
Oh, and a long beard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You remember Yosemite Sam? And long hair too.
Oh my God, you are a hippie.
Yeah, born and raised and in the wool.
Wow.
I don't like anybody to mess with my hair. Like haircuts and stuff.
Yeah, screw that.
Yeah, no,
That's nice. Thank you very much for taking the time.
thanks.
Tell us your name, age, and what you do here.
Well, I'm Farmer John. I've been farming for 46 years in this area, and I sell plants and vegetables that I grow.
And we're here at the farmers market today.
The Union Street Farmers Market downtown behind the Hippodrome.
And these are all fresh vegetables?
All fresh from the garden, gathered today by me and my friends.
Cool. Now, it's a weird question. The topic of our show tonight is punks and hippies.
Really?
And we're asking people, we're only giving them two options. And the option is, are you a punk or a hippie? And if you pick one of those, you tell us what that means to you. So which are you, a punk or a hippie?
Well, I got to be a hippie. I mean, when somebody wears shirts like this, you know, they got to be a hippie.
And what does that mean when you use that word? What's behind that word? What does it mean?
Kind of like off the wall, under the wire. You know, trying not to get involved with the government a whole lot.
Oh, then I'm a big hippie.
Yeah, you know, doing our own little thing and keep it amongst ourselves.
I see. And the stereotypes are not true. You don't traditionally wear patchouli.
No.
Do you like the smell of patchouli?
Not really. It's a little bit off to me.
Every single person so far that we've talked to who's decided that they empathize with hippie hate patchouli. I wonder where that came from.
Well, Indian people wear it.
See,
The only
Indian-
person I ever know is, well, there's some hippies that, you know, go over to the Indian side. They think all the Indian things are good, which is a lot of them are. But then you think, well, if they're so great and everything they do is so good, why are they in such bad shape over there in India? You know,
That's a good
I wouldn't
question.
want to be in India from what I hear over there.
So don't be a hippie in India.
Don't be a hippie. Yeah, there you go.
Turning the wheel, push the neck, 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 turning the wheel, push the neck.
Yeah, come by the farmers market. We have organic growers here. We have pesticide-free growers here. A lot of vegetables coming in now. Yeah, tell all your friends and neighbors. Come by the farmers market Wednesday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 7.
There's a total difference, man, between a bum and a hippie. A bum doesn't care that he doesn't want to better himself. He doesn't want to learn every day. And any day you don't learn something new is a day wasted.
Cool, man. So Mosley, and now how long have you been traveling, roading around here?
This year, I just started 5 weeks ago. I've done like a 4-month adventure last year. This is my second trip out.
Where do you go? I mean, I guess you go all over the country?
Yeah, I mean, like this year, I kind of just got dropped off in Austin about 5 weeks ago with a penny and my guitar and my art supplies, and I just thought I'd see where I go. Now I'm in Florida with Ben, and just met up with him, you know.
Right. Hey.
I mean, I just I'm looking for like it in the definition of hippie. It says enlightenment. I'm looking for I don't know. I like to be a hero, but the first way to find out how I can be a hero is to like lower myself to zero. You know, like be on the ground and understand people on all different levels instead of just staying in comfortable middle class. I want to see the not it's not to say we're poor or that we don't survive. It's that it's a different lifestyle and a different culture altogether, and it's like an experiment, you could say.
My name is Ken, and I'm 50, almost 59 years old. Not yet. And I'm a mailman. I used to be your mailman.
Yeah, what happened to that? How come you're not my mailman anymore?
I think you moved.
Oh, I'm not in your neighborhood anymore.
No. You moved up to Chicago.
Oh.
and then you came back, but you didn't come back to my neighborhood.
Oh, I miss you. The mail came right on time every time. You're the best mailman I ever had.
Cool.
How's that for a plug?
Well, it was fun. It was fun delivering you guys mail because you never know what to expect out there. And it's
right.
That's the nice part about Gainesville. You never know what to expect from people. You have a lot of unique people here.
That's why I'm doing the show. So the topic of this show is punks versus hippies. That's the title. And so we're asking people at the farmers market today, are you a punk or are you a hippie?
You know what I saw the other day? I was at this little gathering of people, and there were these older musicians my age who've been like musicians in Gainesville for the past 30 years, and their kids were there, and they were all jamming together, and they were playing old-time rock and roll and that type of music, and the kids were playing rap music, but everybody was playing together. It was really cool. It was really cool to see, and that's something that's really unique about Gainesville is the two genres. All the people can get together and have a good time together.
Man, you slipped right out of that question like with such finesse. That's incredible. I like you, man. You're not gonna pick sides, are you?
Man, who was it? Count Basie said there's two kinds of music, good music and bad music. And that's it, right there.
There it is. Thank you very much for your time.
Tom, good to talk to you.
Take care.
Yes.
My name's Sean. I'm 24 years old. I'll be 25 soon. I come here and hang out with my friend Tigger, and it encourages me to eat my vegetables, which is
He's
great.
right.
And they're very delicious here. That's the best part about it.
He's right. Broccoli in particular helps you avoid cancer.
That's my favorite.
Right.
That's my favorite.
So my question today, we're asking people, are you a punk or a hippie?
Used to be a punk. I would say that I would prefer to be a hippie.
Tell us what it was like being a punk. What's that about?
Being a hippie with a mohawk and listening to rap music and heavy metal and stuff like that.
So you're saying if I find some hardcore punks and I tell them that punks are really hippies in disguise, they're not going to beat me up? That's what you're telling me?
They might, but I wouldn't have because I was different. I was a hippie punk.
Cool. Have you ever worn patchouli?
No.
Hemp necklace?
Yes.
You ever gone without bathing for a week and a half?
Absolutely.
Would that be the punk or the hippie side? You don't even know, do you?
No, don't know.
You are a punk and a hippie. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And I'm a student.
Are you a punk or a hippie?
I'm a hippie. Mixed.
Why did you pick that one? What does it mean?
Well, it means that pee's a good word to start with. Pissed off, premenstrual cycle. I like that. I like that word. And I like Y's at the end of my names. All my family members have Y's and I don't.
Do you wear patchouli?
No.
Do you hang out with punks? Do you know any punk hippies? You're a punk hippie.
Well, I'm a pippy, that's what I said.
You're a pippy?
That's what I said, I'm a pippy.
Pippy? I didn't even think of that. That's a good word.
Yeah.
That is a good word. Anything else you'd like to add? Thank you for taking time with us.
I've traveled, I've toured. I went to University of Miami, man, on an academic scholarship and a soccer scholarship, and graduated from University of Miami with a degree in marine biology. I can go use that if I want to. I choose not to. I've never filed an income tax return. I'm 38 years old. I don't want to pay the government. The Army doesn't have a bake sale for a new nuclear bomb.
Name, age, and what do you do here in Gainesville?
Flippy, almost 35. I live off the government.
That's a good answer. Are you a punk or a hippie?
Hippie.
Why?
Well, it's a state of mind. It's a freeing. It's being a part of a subculture. It's
listening to different jam band music, going to concerts, being on hippie message boards. It's identifying with other people with longer hair than parents would want, and also has something to do with drugs. But I haven't figured that part out yet.
Of course not. And tie-dye.
Well, yeah.
But you know, the funny thing is, I'm just looking at the image in the middle of your tie-dye shirt, which seems very punk to me. Might you not actually be a hippie?
You got me, I'm a hippie. This was given to me by my punk roommates who took me in, and it was hippie amongst the punk guys, and I learned a newfound respect. They treated me sometimes more open-mindedly than my hippie friends. So I respect the punk scene.
Will you ask them for me if they'd like to be in my video?
They're in Indiana.
Oh, fuck them. Thank you very much. Anything else you'd like to add?
No.
Okay. Name, age, and what do you do here?
Zippy Star Tits, I'm 30 and I sell dead things.
Are you a punk or a hippie?
Neither.
He's an asshole.
I have a job and I bathe.
But being the youngster, I guess, of the crew, I would have to say that, I mean, I have a lot of ambition to start reforming this country. I mean, I consider myself a young leader of America, even though I'm I'm getting articles written about me eating trash. One day, I would like to move the nations, you know, and try to actually make a difference. I don't want to give up on this country yet.
Tell us your name, your age, and what you do here in Gainesville.
Michael, and I'm 37. What do I do here in Gainesville? I've been here for quite some time. I'm part of the community, and I'm trying to live sustainably on land outside of Gainesville with the permaculture world. And I am very much into wild foods and herbalism and all that kind of deal. Also a musician and just part of the community.
Cool. Now, are you a punk or a hippie?
General standard stereotype would call me a hippie.
What are you calling yourself?
Hippie.
Tell me why you embrace that term. What's behind it that makes you feel good about telling me you're a hippie?
Well, there's many negative connotations with many stereotypes in the world, and you know, so one, it's kind of good just to break that mold of what is a hippie. You know,
that's what we're doing.
And I recognize that as Frog is telling me that, and you know, it's like for me, there's rainbows and there's rainbows. If you know what the difference is, you know, you can talk about that with the hippie level. And there's a great acronym that I have read once before that Frog asked me. And what is a hippie? And the acronym is highly intelligent person pursuing intellectual endeavors or interesting endeavors, whatever the acronym, you know. But it's someone raising the consciousness to hopefully a higher level. And for me, that includes trying to live sustainably upon this earth with, you know, care for the earth, for all living things, not just humans.
Now, if I
That's
look
my own specific addendums, you know.
Right. If I look up the word hippie in Webster's, and Webster spells it H-I-P-P-Y, does that screw the whole thing up? Or?
I'd have to come up with another smart little Y thing.
See?
But yeah, sure.
Anyway, anything else you'd like to add?
Our society and our government is so fucked up that many people are being torn apart, right? So I think if you want to go down that funnel and just have the funnel of negativity, that's one approach of jumping from the train from society. Or you could go in the positive way, which is a lot better off, I feel. You know, so.
And that's what you're doing?
I've jumped from the train and going the positive way.
Thank you very much for your time. Name, age, and what do you do?
Eric Michael Gibson, 28, computer programmer.
And are you a punk or a hippie?
I'm a punk.
How so? What does punk mean to you?
Punk means not... I don't know, dude. I'm so sleepy, dude. kind of falling asleep.
There has to be good, there has to be bad, there has to be negative, there has to be positive. All this has to coincide together, man. It all has to travel in a circle, and a circle has to be completed every time. You wouldn't know bad if you didn't know good. You wouldn't know good if you didn't know bad.
What it comes down to, and this is significant.
I would really like to thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, and don't think we don't recognize the inconvenience.
Oh, no. No.
What it comes down to is this. Your child...
Excuse me.
We'd really like to thank you again for coming in.
Talking about good, hard-working people who come to work every day and make an honest effort to teach their disrespectful, ignorant, abusive brats. Quiet! Pay us a pittance, and be lucky if you don't go out in the parking lot at the end of the day and find your tires slashed. If I tried to teach them to wear their pants hanging off their ass, do you think they'd learn it?
So our restaurant choice today is a place where a lot of punk folk like to eat, and it's called Checkers. So I guess I better order something that a punk would order, which would be something cheap.
What can I give you out of that?
Whatever's cheap.
Whoa,
What's cheap?
Don't do that. Don't
What's
do that.
cheap?
What you mean?
Like dollar. What's the dollar?
Checker burger.
Okay.
Spicy and fish.
I'll have a checker burger and and that's it.
106.
Okay. Hello. I'd like to get a checker burger
106.
and a water, please. Can I have a water too?
You sure can.
Okay. Do you have a public bathroom?
It's fine.
On the side? Okay, thank you. Oh, they have a bathroom. I thought I was going to have to piss on the wall, because that's what the punks would do. But they do have a bathroom.
That's what the employee informed us of.
Oh, that was fast. There's our food. Wait, am I rolling? Yeah. Okay, that's the food for both of us. Thank you. All right.
Let's dine outside.
How's it going? We're doing a television show. How was your burger? How was your checker burger? It sucked?
It's a rip-off. No, I'm kidding.
Was good?
Yeah, it was lovely.
Oh, okay.
It was first ground cow. Best kind.
Are you a punk or a hippie? That's the topic of our thing.
I am radical. Radical.
Hell yeah. Elements of both, then, I would say. Right?
Hippie's obsolete.
You're on with the new, right?
Yeah, on with the new, man.
All right, so we're reviewing the food here, so we're going to go do our review.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, man.
All right. So let's see what we got here, Frog. This is exciting.
I will be dining on the checker burger. Well,
yeah.
The presentation.
It's a garnish there.
Has some garnish.
Or no, that's a piece of lettuce that fell out of the... It doesn't really look like the picture on the screen. Yeah, not quite the same. But let's see how, you know, what do you want for $1, you know?
Yeah, what do you want for $1?
You're a punk, right? You got to review it like that.
The temperature is substandard. But at one point it was cooked enough and it's kind of a little crunchy. I would go on this one about a 4.
Alright, let's see what we got. The packaging is nice. They wrapped it real well. Okay, mine looks a little better than yours. It looks a little better. See? That looks a little like the picture, doesn't it? Mine looks better than yours. Alright, let's see what we got. It's delicious. It's I don't know, man. It's I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to need a minute on this one. Let's come back in a minute. Frog, I was just informed by the gentleman who works inside that the restrooms, somebody was dissatisfied with the food and they have kicked over the toilet in such a way that is dysfunctional. So the restrooms are not available to us, but they told us that they would be perfectly happy to accommodate us at the Kangaroo. So we will review the Kangaroo restroom as the restroom for Checkers, which I think is very punk.
those look suspiciously like blood stains to me. I'm rating this one a 2.
My review of Checkers. The service was acceptable. It came pretty quickly, which is unfortunate because then I got to taste it, and I don't know. It just tasted like every congealed, laying around, not fresh off the grill hamburger I've ever had at any one of these fast food places. It was a 3, even for $1. A 3, and that's too bad. And then, of course, we wanted to use the bathrooms. They say the bathroom was kicked in by punks, and we couldn't use it. But in fact, I heard from another gentleman that they always lock the bathroom and they don't let anyone use it. And so we were forced to go over to what they referred to as the kangaroo, which actually is not a kangaroo. It's a, what is it, a quick stop or something, or a Chevron? Anyway, so we had to go in the bathroom, and so we reviewed that bathroom as the Checkers bathroom, and I have to say that bathroom was, I did like the fact that there were condoms available in 4 different varieties, but other than that, that bathroom sucked. It was unpleasant. It wasn't the bathroom we were supposed to be peeing in anyway, and overall, I think this place sucks. It sucks.
I eat at Checkers frequently, and this was, unfortunately for them, one of the poorer burgers I've ever had there. It was not warm enough, and the tomato was okay, but it wasn't what Checkers should be. I'm going with a 4 on Checkers, and the distance to have to go walk somewhere else to go to the bathroom is no good. So they get rated lowly for that, and also the quality of the Little Nut Chump Chump bathroom was a 2.
So overall?
4 for the food, 2 for the bathroom.
Meaning that it
sucked.
On January 21st of 2007, the face of comedy changed forever. Here in the center of the universe, Gainesville, Florida, home of the Fightin' Gators and the Brain Institute, from a trailer in the woods, a simple man with a simple plan walked into Coconut's Comedy Club, located in the Holiday Inn just past the Oaks Mall and west of I-75. This man of men, this comedian of comedians, changed the course of comedy forever. Tired of stodgy cliches, fed up with tired racist and sexist linear-based humor, the amazing Mr. Slug auditioned with a comedy act so ahead of its time that it was not appreciated by the audience nor the judges who falsely claimed their throne at the top of the international comedy ladder food chain. This is the story of a new comedy, an ancient comedy, amalgamated into a neo-retro revolution of comedy. The future of comedy. This is the path. This is the coup d'etat. This is the end of the average and banal crap du jour. One man who would stand up to the system. One man who would pave a pathway to glory and laughter. Coconuts meets the amazing Mr. Slug!
Standing up for you by applause. How many people are I forgot what I was gonna say. Maybe it was a joke, and it was the first joke on my set list. So let me look at the set list real quick here. By show of hands, applaud now. Thank you very much.
That's it.
Now, there's been a subtle change I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but I sound a little, well, there's almost some feedback about to happen. You know, we've got that excitement, that fear, right? I mean, is the guy, he's, oh. Let me look at my set list again. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Sherry. I'm 20 years old, and I'm going to tell you why The Amazing Mr. Slug, which performed on Sunday, was not stand-up comedy by referring to the comedy Bible. First of all, stand-up comedy is a very touchy subject for me because I'm a stand-up comedian. Second of all, I've been doing it for 6 months, and I think I know what I'm talking about. I can refer to this, which is a book that we always recommend. It teaches you how to write a successful joke from beginning to end. And by doing so, you use formulas, i.e. a premise, aka setup. A setup. Oh, here we go. Attitude, topic. First you have to establish the attitude. That's where I forgot to say earlier. The attitude is weird, hard, scary, stupid, 4 emotions that are very essential for describing any kind of emotion. So you have to get your attitude, your topic. It's weird that standing in line at banks, blah, 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 whatever the topic, and then you do a premise, which sets up the entire joke, other than the first two. It sets up the joke, and then you have the act out, which is the punch. It's like, it's hard, I don't even want to think about something, blah, 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 there's got to be something in here. Anyway, your premise, your act out, which is the punch. They say your premise is like reading the front of a gift card, okay? You read it, blah, 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 whatever. Your punch is when you read the end. It's the joke. Then you have a mix, which is like, what happens if, in the future, we have no cars and we time travel? And then you do an act out, and you'd be like, or you teleport or some shit, and then you'd be like, oh, there'd be problems. I don't know. It's all structure. It's all written in this book. Look how thick this book is. Look at how thick that is. How can some guy come up with an idea to perform this character and he has no idea of what he's talking about without reading a book? I asked him the other day, I said, hey, have you ever looked up stand-up comedy? Have you ever researched it? And he said no. And I was like, then what makes you think you know the fuck you're talking about? How do you know that you know what you're talking about without researching stand-up comedy? That's all I'm saying. How could he know he's doing he doesn't even know he's not doing stand-up comedy.
My name is Frog. I'm 37. And I observe comedians.
Now, you were there the night that Slug performed at the Coconuts Comedy Club. What did you think of his act?
I saw the Amazing Mr. Slug audition. And I thought it went really well. I thought it was funny. And I don't know why he didn't get approved.
Well, he wasn't even welcome back after the performance.
He was not welcome back after the performance, and I was actually there when he returned uninvited to pass out DVDs to the audience.
Why did he do that?
Because he didn't get to perform in front of them. And he wanted them to see it.
I'm just going to keep rolling from this point on.
Okay.
Hey guys. Yeah. He said you can't wear the costume.
You can't wear the costume?
He said you can't wear the costume. He says no to the costume. And I was like...
Why'd you ruin it, man?
I didn't ruin shit. They would have kicked him out anyway.
We'll go up and talk to him.
And I said, I'm not. No, I said I'm not.
Okay, go home.
I said I'm not doing it, and then I said I'm not telling him. He's like, if you don't tell him. He said, if you don't tell him, you can't do it anymore. He said.
Who am I talking to?
The guy in the goatee, the one that two people are standing around. No, the guy in the corner there.
Oh, here we go. Now we're talking. The spaghetti man.
Okay, so you have to be accepted. You audition.
Yes.
And the Amazing Mr. Slug auditioned and was not accepted to perform in the main show, correct?
Yes.
So then he came back to the main show with his with his DVDs, right? That happened. And they wouldn't even let him in to pass out the DVDs.
They wouldn't let him in
No.
with the costume on.
Right. And he wasn't going to take it off.
No, he wasn't going to take it off. He had clothes on underneath.
Right. And that is a mask?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's the matter with these people.
Down, Jamie. Down. Look, let me tell you what I want to do, okay?
I already know what you want to do. You want to hand out DVDs. You can hand out the DVDs, but I don't want you in that thing handing out the DVDs.
But I have clothes on underneath. I don't have the diapers on.
It's just weird. It's going to freak people out.
People come on the show and they don't want
That's all I'm saying.
It's going to hurt our show, and that's
You asked
something we're
if
not
we
going
could do it, and I said yes. But you can't.
Yeah, you can handle the DVDs, man. Shit, I'll take one, but I mean, people are going to take one from a guy that looks like that.
I'm here.
But, and so in the long run, though, did he get to pass out the DVDs? Or?
The DVDs get passed out, but not by him. He had a beautiful assistant who passed them out.
Because they wouldn't let him in.
I'm handing out free DVDs of a comic. It's not going to be here tonight, but we wanted to make sure that everyone saw this performance. Amazing Mr. Slug. Can I get it free? It's free.
Mr. Slug?
The Amazing Mr. Slug.
Amazing Mr. Slug.
One for each of you. Free all over.
Is this going to be on TV?
It's maybe so. Maybe so.
He's going to be here. I know. Fucked up, isn't it? Hey, what the fuck you doing with that camera, man?
I would like to know if you have any comments on the Amazing Mr. Slug.
None at all, homie.
No? None at all? Anyone over here?
I'm trying to write
No?
something down.
So he had this great idea of a sing-along in which people would be healed by singing, the Fuck You song and thinking about whoever or whatever they wanted to say fuck you to, and, singing fuck you with conviction and letting it go, man. Letting it go, because I was all about letting it go, because it was making me sick.
Thank you very much.
Anti-humor is a type of indirect humor that involves the joke teller delivering something which is deliberately not funny, or lacking in intrinsic meaning. The audience is expecting something humorous, and when this does not happen, the irony itself is of comedic value. Anti-humor is also the basis of various types of pranks and hoaxes. It is considered to be very postmodern.